Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and pleased to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Wednesday, and happy Valentine's Day. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. I hate the day. So I decided to take today off. I went out, I did a little retail therapy for myself. That will be in another video, maybe going up today. And I am loving it. I'm loving just having, even though it's not in the weekend, I am loving having just a random day off. So last night I watched The Bachelor. We were blessed this week with 2 episodes because the drama carried over from Monday night. So I am going to do 2 things. I'm going to cover that, and I'm going to have a snack from Dunkin' Donuts since it is Valentine's Day. I figured I would get myself one of these. Look, oh, in honor of Valentine's Day and in honor of Joey. Oh, who doesn't love him? So my hands are so odd looking. So there we go. I wanted the one that has brownie batter in it, but they didn't have it. So I got that one. Okay, so we're gonna try that, and we're also going to talk about last night's episode of The Bachelor. So let's have at it, let's go. So The Bachelor, it picked up where it left off the night before. Maria crying about how she wants to go home. She can't take it anymore. She doesn't leave the castle. They think she leaves the castle. She walks away. Leah, meanwhile, is talking to Joey, talking about how hopefully this is going to be a fresh start. We find out later it's not. And with that, the cocktail party has come to an end. Maria, as I stated, has stormed off. Leah's glad she did. Leah hopes that Maria leaves. But no. You don't get your wish, Leah, because Maria is back. She's not leaving. You're not pushing her out. So, the rose ceremony. Before the rose ceremony starts, Joey tells us that, listen, if you get a rose, it means that there is a connection. That's the reason why, that's what I'm basing these roses on. Okay, so the rose ceremony. So here's who is in, here's who is out. Number 1 up was Kelsey A. Then we have Caitlin, Daisy, who is my favorite, Rachel, who I'm really liking as well. I'm also liking, listen, I'm liking the top 5. And honestly, I'm even liking the top 6. The other 2, So we have Kelsey A, Caitlin, Daisy, Rachel, Jen, Autumn, Jess, and Medina. Wait a minute. Wait. And then the last rose. The last rose is Leia. I was not surprised by that. The one thing that has always gotten me about the last rose though, is when Jesse has to come in and be like, ladies, this is the last rose. We can see that it's the last rose because we have eyes. So Leia got the last rose. Maria and Medina did not seem to be too happy about that. The 2 that were out were Edwina and Allison. That kind of didn't surprise me. So where are they going to next? Next, they are going to be heading to Spain. More specifically, they're going to Andalusia. Is that how you pronounce it? It's in the south of Spain. So, Autumn, you silly girl. She's like, hopefully the drama is done and it's in the past. It's not going to follow us. You're crazy. This is The Bachelor. This is reality TV. And we hear from Leia. Leia is talking about how she says something like, it pains me to know that Maria's not here and Sydney's gone. Maria, on the other hand, is like, listen, I'm going to remain focused on Joey. That's the reason why I'm here. I'm going to be positive. We find out more about that later. So they get to Spain. The ladies have a little sit down chit chat at a cafe. with Joey, who pulls up on a Vespa. And they're like, a lot of the ladies are thinking that this might be a group date. Wrong. It is not a group date. Let's try a little bit of this. Hold on a second. Oh, look at that. Look at that filling. Ooh, it smells very, 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 I was going to say pink. It smells very, strawberry. Oh, wait a minute. It tastes very strawberry. That's pretty good. That's a Boston cream. My favorite type of donut is a Boston cream. So they think it's going to be they think it's going to be a group date. In fact, it's not. It is a one-on-one date. Who gets it? That is Kelsey A. Kelsey A gets the one-on-one date. And right before that, she was saying it would be awesome to have a one-on-one date because my grandmother is from here. So they get on his Vespa and head off. The ladies are not loving seeing that. Not at all. Like Kelsey and Rachel were both very sad that they didn't get to spend time with Joey. And who was it? I think it was Kelsey T who was like, I'm catching feelings for Joey. Leah is still caught up on Maria. And she says, listen, if Maria was so willing to just leave so easily, like so quickly, is she really here for him? Does she really have feelings for him? I'm going to tell you what. Before this episode, I loved Leah. My opinion is changing quite drastically on Leah. So with Kelsey A's one-on-one, they go to a market, they pick up some food for a picnic, and he says about Kelsey A that she makes him feel like happy and special, and so they're walking around and they're enjoying the city. And then he asks her if she can see herself with him, like in the future, because she says she would love to just travel and enjoy the city or wherever she's at with her significant other, because Joey had said that he's been to Spain, but he had always wanted to come back and share it with his special person. And she says that she can see herself falling for him, which I guess she's not there yet, but she could see herself getting there. So for dinner, what a beautiful setting. It wasn't in a cave, but that was such a beautiful setting for dinner. She talks a little bit more. She had said that both of her parents were in the military. And her mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it had metastasized on her bones, and they were not giving her a long time to live. And she had passed away 2 months later. And he had said that Joey had said that he thinks her mom would be very proud of her because he sees the qualities that Kelsey described in her mom in her. He said she cares for everyone, and she's just kind and compassionate and loving. And that's why he gave her the rose. I love that. I love them together. I'm saying that about a lot of people, but I love them together. Back at home, Rachel and Kelsey T, they're both talking, and they're both sad about not getting a one-on-one date, but Kelsey T is especially. She said it's just getting real, and she needs a date to strengthen their connection. Okay, so date card comes out, and the date card says, "Our love as a work of art." So who's on that date? It is Lexi, Daisy, Jen, Autumn, Maria, Caitlin, Medina, Leah, Jess, and Kelsey T. So what they have to do, they have to write a 1-sentence quote about their relationship with Joey, and then they have to put that quote into a painting. And the winner gets some alone time with Joey. Leah was getting on my nerves from the very jump. Everybody else seemed to be having fun with this. Leah took it upon herself to make sure that she was paying attention part of the time to what Maria was doing. And then talking about like how incredibly gifted she is in everything that she does, including painting, and how hers is definitely going to win. Definitely. So they get up there. They read their quote. Or no, they don't read their quote. They show their painting. Leah is like, oh, so confident. Who wins? Not Leah. Jess wins. I mean, I'm not that big a fan of Jess, but Jess won. I was glad Leah didn't win. And what did she win? Well, they got into their skivvies and they painted each other and then made an art painting. So, I don't know, that was a pretty nice prize. So at the after parties, he wants them to express their feelings. A couple of the ladies did that. Jen, quite a few people had said that this week was harder just because their feelings are growing for him. Jen had said just that. It was harder this week because her feelings are growing deeper for him. And he says, listen, I appreciate the message that you gave in your painting today. The painting that she did was a painting of like their one-on-one from surfing. And he says in the confessional that he just feels very aligned with Jen. He feels very, an alignment or a real deep connection to her. Kelsey T, she had said that she realizes she's having strong feelings for him. And it's been hard for her too to see him with other women. I see, this is why you shouldn't. If you don't think that you're going to be okay with seeing that, don't do it. Like, I will never understand why women do these shows. But he said it hurts him to see her hurt. And then he talks to Maria. I don't understand why Maria was so shocked that Joey looked good. Joey always looks good. Are you kidding me? But Maria, listen, this is when my opinion and my feelings on Maria have kind of changed. They changed a little bit last episode, but then they changed a little bit more this episode. She retells the story of her and her mom's car accident. She says, he says, you were raised around a lot of men. And she says, I was raised by my father. She tells the story of an accident that her and her mom had. So as it goes, her and her mom were in the car. She was a baby. A cement truck fell on their car. Maria was pronounced dead at the scene and came back. And she said it was in all of the papers. It was a miracle. And her mom, she said her mom had broken every bone in her body. I mean, she survived, but she fell into like a deep depression over all of this. And that is really the reason why she tries to stay positive and she tries to end the drama, because you're never guaranteed the next day. You're never guaranteed the next second. So she's thankful for everything that she has, and she's going to try to remain positive. I thought that was so interesting. And it kind of made me think a little differently about Maria. I mean, I don't know. So the group rose goes to Maria. Listen, I'm not going to say it shouldn't, because that was a lot. And Leah was upset because she thinks that like Maria is putting on some kind of performance for Joey. So I don't know. This episode and last episode really have me looking at Leia as something different than what I thought she was. So there is a one-on-one date. So the only person that's left off of all of these date cards is Rachel. So the date card arrives for Rachel. They're going to be going dancing. And she says she has always wanted to go on a date in Spain. So they meet up and they go through the rehearsal for flamenco dancing. I thought it was so cute because he had on these shorts and then he had to put on these boots with heels. He's like, I have on boots and shorts. I've never done anything in heels. I thought he was adorable. So they practice and then they get up there and dance. Now listen, there's no way in hell that if you have any kind of feelings for someone, you think they're fine, you get up there and you dance flamenco all sexy and sassy and heated, that you're not going to feel something for them. And that worked. So they end up going to dinner and he wants to maybe find out a little bit more about her. She opens up about her job. She is an ICU nurse. And she basically says that, talks about being a nurse and how it has affected her. Like sometimes, like especially during COVID, she didn't say this, but a lot of times you're the person that's there to say for the person's last breath. And she has to work a lot of hours. And she's had difficulty in the past finding a mate or a partner who will accept that, who is okay with that. And Joey completely understands. Like he gave all the credit to and props to the nurses. And understands that this is her job and this is something that she feels very passionate about. And if she's the one that he ends up with, then he understands and he's there for her. So she gets the rose. I think that was so cute. He gives her the rose because he says with Rachel, he can just be himself. He can be. And he had said before that with her, it's a slow burn, but he's okay with a slow burn. And then there were the fireworks. I like Rachel too. I like Rachel a lot. So the cocktail party. Okay. Leia with this whole peep the earrings, peep the hair, peep the nails, peep the jewelry, peep the dress, peep the shoes. You know what we should not peep is your personality, because you lied to us. We all thought that you were this kind-hearted person, you know, throwing this letter in the fire about how, you remember the letter she got that gave her the chance to steal somebody's one-on-one? And everybody was like, she's so nice. I don't know about that now. So he was talking to some of the women. Daisy is my number one. And here's the reason why Daisy is my number one. Because she actually asked, instead of him asking her, how are you? She asked him how he's doing. She checked in on him. And that just shows me that she cares and she's really there for him. He says he's been struggling a little bit with all of this. But he does say off camera that he sees a real future with Daisy. Jess is talking the whole time about how she hopes she can get more time. And because in her mind, she's like, what if our connection is stronger in my mind than what it actually is? I can completely understand that. So Caitlin is talking to Joey, and here comes Maria, who interrupts. Now listen, when that happened, Caitlin was fine. Caitlin was like, you're fine, you're fine. And Maria was like, I'm sorry, but can I talk? She's like, yeah, you're fine, that's fine. Caitlin was absolutely okay with it. Caitlin goes back and is like, well, I was kind of interrupted by someone. And they're like, who? And she's like, oh, Maria. And she wasn't yelling or anything about it, because I can't see Caitlin doing that. And immediately Jess is like, that's disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. Maria already has a rose. Now listen, I don't think it was done in a disrespectful way. I just think she wanted to talk to him. Did she need to talk to him? Not really, because she did already have a rose and other people could have talked to him. I can see kind of where Jess is coming from. However, I don't understand why such a big deal had to be made about it. And this brought up the whole, well, what does he see? Well, what does he see in her? Lexi brings up a good point. She's like, Jess is jealous of Maria. That could very well be the case. I mean, that was probably the case with Sydney. So Maria and Jess, they go at it. Maria says that too. Maria's like, well, you're just upset because of my connection that I have with him. And they talk it out, kind of, but not really. And Jess calls her a bitch and runs away crying. And then Leah goes over and talks to her. And then the cocktail party is done. What you could have been doing instead of crying is you could have taken that time and went and talked to Joey. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm going to say this. I didn't think that I would be saying this, but I feel like these women are just coming at Maria for no reason. First of all, Sydney came for her, went to Joey, made up some kind of lies, made up all kind of lies. And now Leah and Jess are both just blowing things out of proportion. Way out of proportion. So here's the rose ceremony. Going into the rose ceremony, 3 ladies had roses. That was Kelsey A, Rachel, and Maria. Okay, so here we go in order. Jen, Kelsey T. I'm surprised Kelsey T came second. Jen, Kelsey T, Daisy, Leah. I really thought that they were going to be putting Leah a little further down. I'm going to tell you, with Leah, I feel more of a friend vibe between her and Joey. I've always felt more of a friend vibe between the two of them. Lexi, I was surprised Lexi was down that far. Caitlin and Jess. You knew they were going to keep Jess because drama. So the 2 that are out are Autumn and Medina. That does not surprise me. I did not feel a lot of chemistry between either one of those. I think the next round of people that are going to be gone, I think is going to be, unfortunately, Caitlin and Jess. That's who I think. I think definitely Caitlin. So next up, they're going to be heading to Montreal, the land of Maria. So let me just ask for a favor, if you watched, in the comments, let me know what you thought. And with that, if nobody told you yet today, you are loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and all that good stuff out in the universe so it comes back to you. Take care of one another, and always 2 things. Number 1, be aware of your surroundings. Number 2, please stay safe. I love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Do you want to wish them happy Valentine's Day? Sure. Well, say it. And my Dolly says happy Valentine's Day, gang. And Jack is barking happy Valentine's Day. So I will see you guys tomorrow, or maybe even later today with the haul. Okay, bye guys.